Hey guys, welcome back to Unstockable Trading. In this video, I want to talk about the SPX. Every video, I talk about SPX first. And we'll be looking at Roku, finally a sign of weakness. And then I'll be including Facebook, Amazon, Nvidia, and Wayfair. Let's start with SPX. Please like and subscribe. That can help me a lot in the future. So on the SPX, this is the 1-day 15-minute chart. We opened and then we had a 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5, 6 times that we closed into the double bottom, and then we bounced off very fast when that hit. So when you look at the SPX on a line graph, you see you can literally draw a line that goes down and a line goes up without choppy. So those lines up and down, those are being played by the algos, by the institution, by the big money. So you cannot trade against them. So they refuse to let this market go down. Okay, so when this happens, this tells me that, and at the end of the day, we tried again to go down and then we bounced right off super fast. So that gives me a sign of a bullishness tomorrow, but by how much? How much? Not a lot. We could retest the 2800 tomorrow. You always have to adapt to the price action. When something that wants to go down refuses, and then refuses, most likely it's gonna bounce to the upside. So I'll be looking at 27.95, 27.98, and probably not going to go over 2800. So this is my projection tomorrow, that we are going to open higher, and then now we'll try to go up a little bit more, and then when that rejects, it's time to go down. So it'll be very nice to buy a put at the top, so around 27.98. If you look at it, go to 2800, but then it stall and then reject, that's the sign that it's gonna come down. So I'm going to predict that we're going to write this, and then we are coming down next week. The next week, it is the first week of a first actual week of March trading. So every month we have a different story. So March, February bullish, January bullish, March, I don't know, maybe not bullish. So this is my projection, and then this is still in play to 2750. Alright, let's take a look at Roku. Roku, we finally has sort of weakness in this stock. This is a nice rejection around the around this level right here. I mean, not this level, this level right here. So we should be okay tomorrow. I'm going to draw a resistance right here. Tomorrow, if you're still holding this thing, I am seeing a continued downside towards maybe a 20 days moving average, and then eventually falls to a 10 days moving average. That's about that's target like 65, 64.5 tomorrow, and then eventually I think this will go down to $60 before we go higher. So if you want to look at Roku on this chart, this tells me that okay, the story is that we go down tomorrow. Let's take a look at our next one. We'll be looking at Facebook. Okay, on Facebook, I know there's a gap that needs to be filled down here, and then this broke out the channel we have. So good thing for you if you're showing this thing. If it fails to go inside, looking at 162, 162.5, it will come back down right here. This is still in play because when you see something broke out the channel in the daily, and then you try to retest, which is it stayed in, and then the next day it came down. So, and then you look at my PPS indicators on the daily, of course, this thing is pretty accurate. So I'm expecting a little bit of retest, and when they reject, it should come down. And the next one I'll be looking at is Amazon. This thing is been the same stupid range for the past, I would say 2-3 weeks. So on Amazon, I am still going to stand my point of view that this thing will come down. Wick, upper wick. So all those wick are showing a sign of that a rejection. So if you look at right here, this is a double top, right? So we try to go to 16 like 50 today. Guess what? Rejected, and it would close down 1 point down. So on Amazon, I am again bearish on Amazon. So maybe like 1642, 45, and then eventually comes down to 1620. I'm not gonna say it's gonna happen tomorrow, but eventually next week it's going to happen, because this is a sign of a double top and then a rejection. This thing will come down. And the next one I'll be looking at is Nvidia. Okay, I missed the opportunity of buying this so many times today. I was too busy focused on Roku. So Nvidia, yes, this thing on the intraday basis is really nice to bounce. If you look at Nvidia for the past 2 to 3 days, you know this thing at open goes up and then straight back down and then even lower, and that's when you get in. And then this thing like to trade once it goes above the daily VWAP, it will trade around the VWAP. Once it breaks down, it'll go down and then you buy it and then you go back to VWAP. It's been the same thing for the past 3 days, 4 days, maybe 5 days. I always miss it. Today I try to get in but then get filled. So in the long term, I think Nvidia will having some kind of choppy action, but eventually I think Nvidia will come to like a 150, 148. But it's a buy. It is a buy right now for Nvidia if it goes to 153.2 for intraday play. And I think Nvidia tomorrow will try to retest the channel back here at like 155, 156. Next one I'll be looking at is Wayfair. This thing had earning and then it ran. Oh, this thing is short. Okay, we're shorting this. We are shorting Wayfair. Let me see if the earning was actually really good. Not that impressive. Okay, so on Wayfair, I want to see a red candle forming first. This thing, I'll be looking at 160. I mean, I want to look at just to be sure that in a 3-year perspective. Okay, this thing at all-time high. Okay, I'm not sure this. This is a short to me. But first, when you see a rejection around like a 166.13, when that reject and then printed a red candle, 80% of that's what come down. This is short. Okay, look at this chart and then tell me it's not like Roku. And Roku printed what? A red candle. So this thing will come down, even though it went up to more green, but it won't be that much green. It's gonna come down eventually. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next video.